negotiation. And really, I don't think it's an alternative. You should try mediation every time you believe that there is a possible amicable end. Now, if you put the clause and finally your case does not seem appropriate for mediation, which is something that very recently happened to me as a lawyer, not as a mediator, what are you going to lose? 2 weeks, few hours attending the mediation, and then it's going to cost you 1,500 euros. That's all you're losing. So I think it's worth it.
What happened in your case?
Well, my case was very simple. I had a contract with a mediation clause, and finally, when we had a dispute, the dispute was yes or no. I wanted the money.
Yeah.
And my client was not ready to discuss any amount. It was the money or not. And we were simply prepared to discuss in mediation additional damages and compensation for legal fees. That's all we were prepared to do. We wrote so to the mediation center, said we want 2 hours just to make those people understand that we're not going to negotiate on the money that is due, and we're just going to discuss additional damages. That's what happened. We had 2 hours mediation. That the whole process took us something like 2 or 3 weeks. The price was 1,500 euros. We didn't settle. But once we're through with this interview, my client's waiting to get the check because they finally decided to send it, and we got to an amicable settlement.
Yeah, sometimes you don't settle at a mediation, but you do settle because of the mediation.
Indeed, and if there had not been this clause, we would have gone to litigation. With
who knows?
You never know what will happen in litigation.
No, it's the expense, the cost, the time, and the impact on the relations between the parties. I completely agree with you. I think that.
Now we still go to litigation for additional damages, but that's another matter.
Well, we all got to make a living. But listen, one of the things too that people often overlook, I think, about the difference between mediation and arbitration or other litigation is that mediation is just a lot of fun. I mean, the business people find it interesting. They get to go in. It happens. It takes place in a day. It's on a time scale that they can actually understand. Fun, and I don't mean to be an exaggeration. I've actually gone with managers that I really enjoyed and appreciated the process because for the first time, I really realized that the other side has been negotiating in good faith, and they've left on a happy note rather than on the arbitration, which almost always people leave on an unsatisfied or unhappy note. So, well, listen, hey, thanks so much. Tell me a little bit more about what you've been doing besides CMAP in your mediation practice. I know that you've also been involved in a global mediation initiative.
If I'm going to tell you what I've been doing, apart from that, I would just ask you how many hours we have to discuss. No, but I see what you're talking about. I'm working on the World Forum of Mediation Centers, which is an organization that I created in 2001 through the UIA, which is one of the global lawyers organizations, and the forum brings together every 9 months the heads of the major mediation centers of the world. So that would be the American Arbitration Association, ICDR. It would be the LCIA, would be Milan, Paris, and so on. CEDAR, and what have you.
So lots of regional mediation and arbitration institutions.
Yeah, and that would extend to Asia, Australia, and so on. So it's about 30 centers from 26 countries coming on a regular basis, and then we have new centers for countries that are opening to mediation, like the last meeting last weekend with Romania. We had 9 people from Romania trying to understand how business goes and meet their colleagues and try to gain experience or knowledge from them on how to do the business. In addition to that, you have a number of mediators who specialize in international mediation and lawyers who are also interested in knowing how all these people work together. That makes
That's
nice
a
group of people.
terrific initiative.
Yeah, it's
I hope it goes
going
on.
on for 6 years, and people come again.
So you've been working with CMAP. You also have the job as the mediator, and then you have this initiative with the World Forum of Mediation Centers. Now, is it in your spare time you're also a practicing lawyer?
Yes, yes.
And your practice is focused on disputes.
My practice is focused on international dispute resolution, arbitration, litigation, mediation, of course, and mainly for foreign clients. But the firm also does intellectual property or industrial property, as well as M&A and corporate, some labor law, of course.
And the firm's name and the website?
Is Lerins, Lerins.
And the website?
The website is Lerins Avocat, with an S at the end, .com.
.com. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate this. It's great to hear from one of, again, we consider you one of the great masters of mediation in Europe, and certainly I guess you would say the ambassador of mediation for France. So thanks so much. Bye-bye.